I'm going to talk about something in the DoorDash world people aren't going to like, and it's okay because it's about account sharing. I said this was going to happen one day, and it unfortunately did. Today, we are going to get into this crazy DoorDash delivery, which led to an arrest. Why is this a huge safety risk? And finally, why DoorDash needs to change this immediately. So, before we get into this crazy story, a lot of this is just my opinion, but the story is true, and the driver who was definitely arrested is obviously innocent until they have their day in court. So, here's what happened. A customer decided to order food delivery and had it as a hand it to me order. Now, some of this I think is to blame on the customer's end because here's what happened. She decides to meet the driver at the door, but then forgets something. I don't know what she forgot. This is kind of stupidity in my eyes. She decides to leave her wallet in front of the dasher, go inside real quick to go grab something, come back to find that her food was left at the door, but her wallet was gone. So this customer, can't believe she did that. Why would anybody leave their wallet in front of a person they don't know? Talk about a trusting soul. Anyway, she decides to call the cops. Cops arrive, take down all of her information, all of their information, what happened. So what do? They get the name of the dasher that was literally the person who delivered their food. To find out, surprise, surprise, here's the kicker. It wasn't the dasher that was on the count. So the cops had to find out because they were sharing an account who this person was that allegedly stole the wallet from this customer. To find out that this person did live with the person whose count was correct and was delivering under that person. An arrest was made, so on and so forth, and obviously we'll have to go through whatever legal battles they're going to go through with this one. Crazy, right? I said there was going to be a day, and I've said this many times, that with account sharing, illegal accounts, something, we're lucky this was minor, something was going to happen that the police were going to be looking for one dasher, and it wasn't that person that is the dasher account. Because people aren't who they say they are when they are delivering to customers' houses, this is the problem. Why is this a huge safety concern for everyone using the DoorDash platform? Wow. There's so many things that can go wrong when drivers who are delivering aren't who they say they are. There are many people out there that don't have the best intentions of the world and are not on the DoorDash platform legally. They haven't passed background checks. They could have a criminal background. And they are putting customers at risk. This was just a wallet. What happens if someone wanted to break into a customer's house and they're using DoorDash to kind of scope out the place, scope out the area, find people's patterns and when they're here, when they're not here, so they can do something a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more serious? I really hope one day this was a news article, but I really hope one day that we don't see something worse happening to a customer because DoorDash did nothing about account sharing or illegal accounts. So why does DoorDash need to change this immediately? Besides it being a safety risk, which we already just talked about. Man, so many things can go wrong with people that aren't on the platform legally. Besides them taking orders on a platform that they shouldn't be on, and this is just my opinion, and this is where the unpopularity of my opinion probably comes into play. I truly believe that if you can't get on the DoorDash platform properly and pass the right background checks, and I'm going to say the background checks on DoorDash aren't the most strictest when it comes to background checks, but at least there's a level of protection. But if they can't get on for whatever reason, then that dasher should not be working DoorDash. And here's the thing, I want drivers to make money because that's what I'm here. I'm here to help drivers make money, but they need to do it legally. And that's what it really comes down to. That's the issue at hand. Besides it being a risk to the customer, it could be a risk to the restaurant, it could be a risk to the drivers around you. There are so many different scenarios that these accounts can go so wrong, so many ways. Guys, and I say this all the time, DoorDash, if you're listening, these accounts need to stop because you're putting so many things at risk. And in my opinion, are they doing something about it? Yes, they have put in different safety measures, but are they doing enough? No, they still know it exists. My problem, and I've said this before with everything that has happened on the DoorDash app, they have known that this has existed for probably years. We only started talking about this, what, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. That's how long it's been going on. So you can't tell me DoorDash didn't know that this was happening. And then all of a sudden, a couple months ago, they decided to start taking safety measures into place and doing things that might catch some of these shared and illegal accounts. They can do better. They know, just the algorithm alone knows who and what these accounts are doing and what they're there for. But in my opinion, DoorDash is making money off of them because they're getting orders delivered. If they did a mass deactivation of every single account, do they have enough new drivers that are on the account legally to go ahead and complete all these orders? I think that's why they need it to be a slow process instead of an immediate process to get it done. But the slow process, is it putting everybody at risk by doing that? Yeah, it is. This story is proof. It's just a wallet. I hate to say it's a wallet, but man, if you lost your wallet, your driver's license, your credit cards, if your social security card was in there, man, that's a disaster all in itself. Can you imagine replacing all that and getting all new? Oh, I feel bad for that customer. Why would you leave your wallet out? I'm just saying. Stupid moment. At least that's what I think. So what do you think about all this? What do you think about the customer who got her wallet stolen? What do you think about account sharing and illegal accounts? Do you think that DoorDash should deactivate these accounts immediately? Go ahead and let me know. You know, I talked a lot about this being a whole risky thing on DoorDash. Well, DoorDash decided to do a new type of delivery that got rolled out to my market, and I think it's a huge risk. You're going to want to learn all the details. Check this one out next, and I'll see you over there.